Also, what the hell was I thinking or doing? Like, what was anyone doing or thinking at 24? Like, you don't even know who you are in your life. Like, you think you know who you are, but like, no, there's so much changing that happens as you get older.
And I like older housewives. That's just me personally. Like I like when they cast like 40s, 50s, 40s and 50s. I like.
That's cool. Yeah. No,
Even though they're doing it younger now.
I'm like, unfortunately, I was the
You are the youngest ever.
and unfortunately had to grow up in front of like all of America and make mistakes and all that. But yeah, I don't regret anything.
No, I mean, you should watch every episode and kind of with him and kind of recap it in some way. I don't know how you would do it. You just wouldn't be able to show the clips, I guess. So I don't really know how you would do that.
I know. We'll have to get creative.
If they called you, would you go back?
I used to say I wouldn't, just because it was just like so much had happened and I just kind of needed like a breather from all that. But I think that so much time has passed that like I would be okay with coming on it. I don't think I would survive in terms of, I don't know. I think I would just bring a little city to the show, right? Because my personality is so different. I also feel like I would be a mediator if that ever happened. I don't think I would be like at the forefront of the drama. I would probably be sitting consoling the people that are like in the middle of it, because that's just like who I am as a human. I just don't have that in me in terms of like starting stuff or like going up to Pete. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, I will, from experience, the cameras change you. And when you're filming and you are stuck in a bubble and then you add a little bit of alcohol, like things change. So who knows?
And like you would be the mediator, but someone would come up and be like pissed off as hell with you. And you'd be like, what? Like, Are you kidding me? Like, I didn't mean anything by that. But they would be like, no, you're going over there, honey. Like, I'm pissed. Yeah. And then someone would be in your face show. And I don't think you would just be like, okay, it's fine.
No. My Latin side would come out.
Right.
Let us not forget I am South American after all. So there's definitely my can of like Latin, like the Latin side would come out.
That's what I'm saying.
And
would you ever, I mean, you live in LA, so would you ever consider, I mean, I know some of them are very wealthy, but we had like Bethany Frankel in New York, who would you ever consider Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
I think I would definitely have to be at a different level of financial like gains for them. But I mean, I'm now open. This is my year of saying yes to things. So yes, I would be open to playing the friend, because I don't have a 50 million square foot. Like, I live in a really cool, like, historic building in Hollywood.
That's what it looks like.
With an amazing rooftop view, but it's not like a freaking home, right? So there's that. But it's a cool life.
Do you ever run into like the Shaws, the Vander kids? You're right there.
Yeah. So like I've got, friends that I meet out, and I'll see like some of the Vanderpump crew, or like Charlie, who like will go to SUR, and like she obviously works there and stuff like that. But yeah. And obviously I've reached out. I love Charlie. She's the sweetest.
The nicest.
And, I've reached out to some of them, on social media and stuff, like, or on Instagram, whenever, like, I used to have a podcast back in the day. And so like connecting that way. But yeah, it'd be fun.
What about, did you watch Ultimate Girls Trip?
No, I did not, but I hear it's crazy.
It was crazy. Now, season 2 is all ex-housewives. We have our Vicky, we have our Tamra, we have Taylor Armstrong, Jill Zarin. So the first one did well. The second one is probably going to do well. They're going down the list. Now, you are an ex-housewife. So A, has your phone rang for a future Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip?
Not an Ultimate Girls Trip, no.
Has your phone rang from Bravo for something else?
I've had lunch and dinner, like talking to them about stuff. But it's more like not like official cast member type stuff, but maybe doing a little pop-up to say hi type stuff.
I like a little pop-up.
Yeah, we love a little pop-up.
I mean, every time I bring you up for the OC, people are like, but she's in LA. I'm like, it's the same thing. It's like it's 2 seconds away. It's like New York, New Jersey. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You've had talks about pop-up on RHOC?
Yeah, just, I mean, not like an official, but more like I'm still friends and we still meet like for drinks and stuff like that. And I do catch ups with like producers and crew just like over the years and stuff like that. So yeah.
What about Girls Trip? I think you would be perfect. I mean, if they're going to go this ex-housewives route, there's only so many. So eventually we're going to keep going. I mean, there you are, Jo.
Here I am ready to get where are they filming, Cabo?
Well, the first one was in Turks and Caicos. So that's not bad.
Okay.
The second one was at Dorinda's Bluestone Manor, but the first one was in Turks and Caicos. So
that's cool. Yeah.
You would do that.
I would do that. Again, I would have to bring a lot of tequila because I feel like already, I mean, I saw a trailer of it and it's like, you're going to take 5 women, you're going to put them on a beach with alcohol and that's it. Like that's already, that is a scene for absolute chaos, drama, and mayhem.
And, it's like the way it was, it's like 2, not from every franchise, but it's like 2 from this franchise, 2 from Sudby from other franchises.
Yeah.
Vicky went with Tamra. Would you, if your phone rang for Girls Trip, would you just say yes if you were interested, or would you have to know who the other person from the OC was?
No, I would say yes. Because I think, first of all, I love everybody who's on the show. So there isn't anybody who I would have an issue seeing. Let me stress, nobody. So like anybody who was there, it'd be fine.
Why do you say nobody? Because and smile at me because is it because the way I think and where my head is going with this?
It's because I know I'm seeing your eyes and you're like, there's probably one person you wonder if she was on there and the 2 of us ended up on an island together.
Okay, so here's the thing. When they cast these shows, so if we're going to take Vicky, of course we want Tamra.
Sure.
If they cast you, I would say 99.999% they would cast Gretchen as the other person. Period. The end.
I 100% think that you're correct.
It would be like, wait a second, and Gretchen has been on the show. She would say yes too, I'm sure. I did not bring this up with her because it was before her Girls Trip, but I'm sure she would say yes to this opportunity. So how would that go?
I think it would go really interesting. I would be curious to see how that would go down. Also, I welcome it. Would love to have a chat with her, like on a beach with some cocktails and like catch up. I think it's been long enough, right? So I would be down.
I think it's been long enough. This is why it would work because you're interested to see how it would go. I'm interested to see, everyone would be truly interested. Listen, Jo, when you get the job, you don't even have to give me some money. Just remember that I'm the one that put this out into the world.
You put it out.
And Gretchen, you're welcome for me bringing this and putting this out into the world too. But it would be so interesting. And it has been long enough. Do you never run into her? I mean, I know that you guys, you and like, has your fiance ever met like her and Slade?
No. Yeah, because events and stuff haven't like happened up here in LA. So there's never been like an opportunity for a run-in, but it's really funny because a lot of the brands that I work with like makeup or something like that, it'll always be like, oh my gosh, like we totally work with one of the housewives. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Who? They're like Gretchen. I'm like, that's awesome. Of course you do. It's like, so I feel like we're always connected. It doesn't matter how long. And look, I feel like it's been 15 years. I'm sure they're tired of having to talk about it. I know every interview that I do, they're always brought up. Like, I'm sure both sides, I know for me, like I would love to have an interview where I don't have to talk about Slade or Gretchen, but forever and ever,